Hey, what's going on, everyone? Joe Menza here. And this one, it kind of looks like I've started it already. I didn't hit record on the camera, but it's no big deal because what I've done here is I've taken a piece of Strathmore paper and I wet it down and then I covered it with Chinese white and I let it dry. I've been doing that lately. It kind of stabilizes the surface of the paper if you're using like a less expensive paper or non-cotton. It's something interesting to use. And then I went to wet it down again and my brush was kind of dirty. And I thought, well, let's see what we can do with this. So it kind of is going to give it a little bit of light in some areas. It's like a tinted paper now. And so what I'm doing here is I'm taking some alizarin and a little bit of indigo. And I'm just kind of dabbing in some sky here. And now I'm taking a little bit of yellow ochre and cad yellow hue, just getting some areas of brightness in here. Again, just kind of dabbing this in with the hake. Kind of just letting the paint take me where it wants to go. And with me, I just keep painting until I get the result I want. So just mixing up a little bit more of this blue-purple mix. Brush is fairly dry. Paper is pretty wet, so I don't want to put too much more on there. I don't want to risk piling the paper. I'm pushing this paper all the way to the edge. Just kind of blending this in a little bit. And now I'm giving it a little spray. A little spray with clean water. And just lifting out a little bit of light and a hair. Like I say, I see something as I'm going along and I really just wing it on a lot of these, and until I see where it's kind of going. Again, with the clean brush, just lifting some out. Till I start to see a pattern emerge. Coming in with a little bit more blue now. Ultramarine blue. And actually some indigo. This indigo is a nice blue-red color. When you use this much water on Strathmore, it tends to create a very granulated look, as you can hopefully see. This gives it a little bit of a retro sort of a look. Again, just forming things till I get a pattern that I'm happy with. Give it a little clean spray, clean water here, and just kind of knock that down a little bit too dark. And essentially, as long as it stays wet, I just keep playing until I get something I like. And I don't like that, so I'm giving it a little spray. Spray and a dab. Remember, when it's wet, it's not going to look really like the final that it is going to look once it's dry. So you got to kind of leave a little room for faith. And now I am giving it a little dry with the hair dryer. Really want to get this good and dry. I've really gone as far as I could with it, but I like it. I think it's got a nice little, nice look to it. And this is the point, too, when I'm looking at it and deciding what I want to do for a foreground when I make up these scenes. And right now, of course, I started thinking ocean scene or like waves. I didn't really want to take too much away from that sky. Giving it a little more now of a little more dry with the hair dryer. Knocking off a couple of hairs. Giving it a good dry. Playing around with some of the exposure settings and things in my phone, I finally think I've got all of my video issues ironed out, where you can really more or less see what's going on. Before it was kind of washed out. You'd think out of box the video would be good, but not really for filming like painting videos. All right, so here I come in with this heavy indigo. Thinking about what I'm going to do for water here. Just kind of brushing that in, thinking about leaving open the middle to some degree. Keeping that line as straight as I can without using a ruler. I want some little darkened shades in there. Like you see a little darker, a little lighter, because I'm going to end up putting gouache on here, white gouache. And I want to have it vary a little bit. And I've covered up some of that middle section. I will have a little bit showing through, but not much. Not going to work for what I'm trying to do here. You can see if I tried to lift a little bit, it's harder with the indigo, but it's going to require some white to make this believable. So just to give you an idea. Okay, so now I'm going to go into some more indigo now that this dried back, and I'm going to just kind of make it a little bit heavier. This way the white will stand out, and the white will actually turn a little blue as it mixes in with the gouache. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a little bit of this gouache. This is Winsor & Newton gouache, white gouache. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make some wave shapes here, the way we might see them on the water. Now here I'm going to come in with my fan brush and do a little details on the white. I'm highlighting little areas where the wave caps might be. And I'll just let you watch the painting go on a little bit. So now in here I'll do a little bit of drying, and anywhere that it looks like it dried back a little too much, I will just touch up a little bit more. And now probably the final addition. And again, gouache and white tend to dry back a lot in watercolor. I found a new product I've been using. It's PH Martin's, if I'm saying it right, bleed proof white. And I'll show you that in a future video, how that product works. And I think it might replace my gouache and white needs for future paintings. Okay, that's pretty much it for this painting. Let's see how it looks with a matte on it. Pretty happy with it. Go ahead and sign it with my acrylic white pen marker. And that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this painting. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Let's take a look in the virtual mat. First, we'll take a close-up look at this. See those little details and the little granulation? And there it is in its matte. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everything and all your support. Happy painting.